It's like we're on the edge of something and nobody knows what's coming next. There's a heavy vibe in the air, like something big is going to shake people up. Something big is around the corner. That's what it feels like. You've got people everywhere. They're feeling the weight of the world. It's like a darkness. The weight of the world is on people's shoulders. It doesn't feel like a safe place anymore, the world. It doesn't feel enjoyable anymore. The problem is, people have never experienced it before, what we're going through right now, and they don't know how to react. They don't know what to believe in. Where there used to be joy, where there used to be happiness, there used to be a belief, there used to be a faith in something, in God. It's actually difficult to see and it's difficult to watch. It's sad. The world has lost its way. It's lost its way. You can see people, the selfishness of people, especially at the petrol stations, the gasoline stations, the pushing in, the barging in, the supermarkets. Because of this war, the queues are ramping up. The length of the queues are ramping up. People are tripping up over themselves. Just like in COVID, in the supermarkets. It's going like that again. People are panicking. People are trying to find some kind of answers, some kind of meaning to life in the wrong places. Because we've turned our backs on God, and look where it's got us. It's like watching a bad movie in the cinema with a bad twist at the end. Unpredictable twist, a bad ending. People are just existing. No one's really living anymore. The sunlight that used to be in the world has gone. The warmth and the feeling of safety, security, assurance, brotherly love has gone. You can feel the emptiness, you can feel the coldness, the cold stares. You can feel it creeping in. There's a void, there's a vacuum where there used to be compassion, where there used to be goodwill, where there used to be honesty, where there used to be love. That connection's been broken somehow, somewhere in the past. When you talk to people, it's like they've forgotten what it means to be decent. They've forgotten how to be nice. They've forgotten what real joy is all about. Maybe they've never experienced it. The young generations coming up, maybe they don't know what it is. They're just going through the motions. Waking up, clocking in, waiting for the day to end, back to bed. That's what it feels like, drudgery. But deep down, they know that they are searching for something more than that. They're trying to find something, some kind of meaning to life. They're looking for answers, but the answers is right in front of them. The key to happiness, it comes from a relationship with God. And so many people have walked away from it. It's heartbreaking what's going on in society. People would rather tear each other down than lift each other up. That's what you can see. There's no generosity of spirit. People have learned to be nasty. People have learned to be spiteful. That's what makes them tick. That's what makes them think they can advance. But it should be the opposite. We should be trying to build people up. If you look at the streets right now, you can see clear as day, there's been a disconnect. Someone has pulled out the electric socket to life. The energy of life has been disconnected. People don't know how to relate to each other anymore. They don't know how to connect with their brother and sister. They don't know what good conversations are. I don't mind if people disagree with what I'm saying, but this is the way I see it. Everything is just surface level. Fake smiles, scrolling through life, not really going deep, not really engaging, not really being concerned with how someone is. You can see the loneliness in people's eyes. There's a feeling that you're alone because there's been a massive disconnect. So many people around you, but you still feel alone. The kids are growing up in a world that feels lost. They haven't inherited the advice, the goodwill of the adults from before them. They haven't learnt anything. Nothing's been passed down to them. That was their education. That was the socialization. But now they're just using the social media. That is what's educating them in the wrong way. They don't know what it is to be kids. They don't know. The education system is telling them to chase after this, to go after that. But there's no opportunities. There's nothing. They're just going through the motions. The education system is fake. It's not teaching them anything. They would rather follow the double-edged sword of social media that's trying to show them what the perfect life is. But it's not a perfect life, is it? It's a demonic life. It's a fake life that makes you feel, at the end of the day, inadequate because people can't measure up to the images on the computer, on the phones. It's like a cycle of despair. It's like a cycle of low self-esteem. A cycle. A cycle. You feel like you didn't make the benchmark. They feel like it. But they're still stuck on the hamster wheel because it's impossible to get off. That's the education system of this world. So it makes you wonder, where's the hope? Where's the light in the darkness? Because you can feel the desperation in people. In the back of people's minds, they wish, the older generation, they wish that we could go back to the way it was before. You know that we're missing the vital piece of the jigsaw. Something's been removed, something's been disconnected. They can sense it. And they also know that we wasn't meant to live this way. We wasn't meant to be in this situation. But it's been foretold in the Bible. This is what happens when you let evil go out of control. This is what happens when you take away the truth of life. This is the harsh reality. This is the cold, hard reality. As cold and as hard as a block of ice. It's all in the Bible, you see. Everything that's been said about these end days, it feels like it's happening right now. It's so clear that we've strayed so far away from the narrow path. Humanity. People are hungry for the truth. People are hungry for the connection, the true connection to something real out there. We're just constantly given distractions to keep our minds on something else, to keep our minds occupied on something else. People don't realize that they're being distracted. Oh, look, the daffodils are up. And they don't understand that turning back to God will be the answer that they've been searching for. So what's it going to take for people to realize the truth? What's it going to take for people to turn away from the chaos and the nonsense that we've got in society right now? That's not getting people anywhere. Because until you admit that the world has got it wrong, until you admit that we need God in our lives, then you won't even understand what's gone wrong. You'll just think it's normal. The world is just going through a massive deception and a delusion. We need to break the cycle. We need to start lifting each other up. Even the people that don't believe in anything are starting to see something's wrong. You can hear them talking about it. Oh, things aren't what they used to be. Things aren't the same anymore. That's what they're saying. They're looking around, they're walking around, and they're saying that everything's gone flat. The non-believers are saying that everything is just chaos, is crazy. They can feel the weight of heaviness, of sadness in the world. They can feel it creeping in, just like we can. Violence is rising. People are acting crazy. Crime's up to crazy levels. People are just shrugging it off like it's normal. But deep down, they know something is off, something is wrong, something is bad. They can see the wickedness is spreading. You know, like a wildfire in the forest. You can see it spreading. And it doesn't matter how many fire engines you bring in, how many fire brigades you bring in, it's spreading out of control. People are scared. They don't want to admit it, but they are scared. But they refuse to recognize that we are in the last days. They are blind to the real problem. People don't want to see and don't want to admit that the devil is trying to pull everyone away from the light, into the darkness. Even the ones that don't believe in God know that something is wrong, something is off, something is bad. But they don't want to connect the dots. You don't want to say what the real answer is because they're caught up in the world. But you can't deny the truth. It doesn't matter what the individual thinks at the moment. You can't deny the truth of what's going on. We are in a battle right now, in this time, in this season. Everybody needs to wake up to see what's going on. We can't keep living like this in a kind of pretense. People have to make a change in their lives. If they want to save themselves. If they want to save themselves. Amen. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for listening. And it's starting to rain. Well, it's been raining all morning. I hope this message has been useful to somebody. I only speak the truth of what I can see. Take care of yourselves. God bless. Shalom.